The Minnesota Vikings Sunday clash with the Philadelphia Eagles ended in a tough 28-22 defeat for Minnesota, leaving fans to reflect on a game full of highs, lows, and what-ifs. Carson Wentz, starting against the team that drafted him second overall a decade ago, had moments to showcase his arm but struggled with critical mistakes that ultimately contributed to the loss. Wentz, who had gone 2-1 since stepping in for an injured J.J. McCarthy, had a more complete supporting cast than in his previous starts, yet the team couldn't capitalize on it fully. The Vikings entered the game with nearly all their original starting offensive linemen, with right tackle Brian O'Neill returning from a minor MCL sprain in Dublin. Christian Darrisaw, Donovan Jackson, and Will Fries also started, while Blake Brandel made his second consecutive start at center in place of Ryan Kelly, who remains on injured reserve. Michael Juergens served as the backup after missing Week 5 in London due to a hamstring injury. Minnesota's running back core also saw adjustments, with Jordan Mason taking the lead role in the absence of Aaron Jones. From the first drive, the Vikings were challenged. Wentz connected on some promising plays, including a solid gain to Jordan Addison, but critical misfires plagued the drive. An underthrown pass to Addison prevented what could have been an easy touchdown, and shortly after, a miscommunication with center Blake Brandel led to a 22-yard loss on a botched snap. The Vikings were fortunate that Will Reichard converted a 59-yard field goal to cut the Eagles' early lead to 7-3. The game's momentum shifted drastically when Wentz, under pressure from Jalen Carter, threw a pick-six to Eagles linebacker Jalix Hunt, giving Philadelphia a commanding edge. Minnesota then struggled to respond, with a holding call on Josh Oliver forcing a 1st and 19 situation. Wentz's next attempt, a quick pass to the left, was misthrown so badly it resulted in a backward pass and fumble for an 8-yard loss. Soon after, on 2nd and 27, he threw a duck that was easily intercepted, compounding the team's difficulties. Brandel's performance at center also drew attention. His 4 major errors included the disastrous snap over Wentz's head, allowing a 22-yard loss, being beaten by Jalen Carter which led to the pick-six, a holding penalty that erased a Wentz to Jalen Nailor touchdown, and allowing a sack on a key 3rd and 5 situation, forcing the Vikings to settle for a field goal. The consequences of these mistakes arguably swung 14 points in favor of Philadelphia. Defensively, the Vikings faced challenges on critical third downs. Jalen Hurts exploited the Vikings' coverage in the fourth quarter, completing a 45-yard strike to A.J. Brown on 3rd and 9 while the Eagles led 28-22. Earlier, Hurts converted a 3rd and 13 with a 13-yard run pass to Brown and a 3rd and 15 with a 28-yard completion to Devonta Smith, keeping drives alive and controlling the clock even when the Eagles ultimately missed a field goal. Despite the loss, Minnesota showed glimpses of resilience. The offensive line was largely intact compared to prior games, Wentz connected on several impactful plays, and the team fought to keep the score within reach. Yet, the turnovers, misfires, and defensive lapses on third downs highlighted areas that need urgent attention before facing the Los Angeles Chargers in Los Angeles on Thursday night. Fans will likely scrutinize the red zone execution, but the larger story remains how the Vikings can adjust and recover from a game where mistakes at key moments define the outcome.